Well, hello the internet, it's Ghost here, and welcome to episode 106 of Creative Minecraft. We're so close to the end of the season. I'm like, that means we're like 2.5 weeks away from the end of the season now, which is kind of a bit nuts. So for once in my life, the voiceover for the Sunday episode is being recorded on a Sunday. This is called I Spent the Entire Day at Duxford Yesterday. So I didn't have time to do the regular Saturday voiceovers. Anyways, we're starting off by building a bridge for the Starlight Express project. I was trying to get it so that I at least had the non-canon parts of it, of there being an actual physical train station done, because then that's one less thing for me to deal with. I also hated the way I built the bridge at first and had to correct it and stuff. But hey, I personally think it's cool. I don't build bridges very often, and when I do, they usually look horrendous, so progress. I also had to change part of the design because it obviously didn't work with rails, which was me being a bit stupid because I forgot that it needed to have it needed to have 2 tracks. That's what we're going for. There we go. And then I went along the edge and used, is that crimson wood? Yeah, crimson wood. For those trapdoors along the edge, because I figured that kind of complements and it looks cool. Yeah, that summarises that. Can we talk about the fact that I don't remember the last time I actually used nether bricks. Is that what they're called? Oh god, I don't remember the names of half these blocks. That's the problem. Other than for the previous episode, I think it was the previous episode, I just don't use them. So yeah, there's that. Oh, and then I had to start by doing the terraforming to build up the front of the access to the train yard, because we are finally, well, actually it's been one episode, we're officially starting the creation of the actual Starlight Express build, which, when I tell you, I had to dig through Pinterest and my screenshots of the Megamix to work out all the different entrances and exits, and I'm pretty sure I haven't got them all. I think there's probably some that I've missed. We're just gonna kind of have to deal with that and accept that there's no hope in hell I was ever gonna get it spot on, especially because I mean you don't really need all of them. Once this is done, and it's not going to be done this episode, we get the track laid down and we deal with circles. You will see that there's already a lot of different tunnels and bits to get through. I then tried to work out block palette. Yeah, so when you look at a photo of the Starlight Express stage, this is kind of that entrance that's at the top, at the centre, at the back. And I wanted to start with that because I figured that's the highest point. It's also the most central point, obviously, so that makes most sense logically as a starting area. I then went in and built the tunnel. I decided I wanted to have it for the tunnel that you have in the centre, mostly because a lot of the photos I was working from had it there. I just thought it looked a bit cooler, and it would allow me to do some fun stuff with tunnels underneath. There's a lot of little sneaky bits that you can get through, and then once we actually build the non-stage related stuff and we start building sheds for each of the different characters and various other fun bits. Oh my god, pop filter, stay, please. I need to figure out how to fix this thing. I probably shouldn't rest my nose on it thinking about it. That probably doesn't help. That would make sense. Anyways, so I went in and built all of the tunnel bit there. I don't think I tackle the rest of the tunnel in this episode because I wanted to do the main floor bit and at least have it look kind of complete. I also discovered that I built this sort of 1 block lower than I should have, but then just accepted that fate and decided I would then build ramps up and out to get to the next bit rather than having to level everything down 1. I also didn't want to rebuild everything because that just takes a while and I can't be bothered. I then built the little ramp things that go down the sides, because those were the bits that probably scared me the most. I've tried to get them identical. I cannot guarantee that they are. This is by no means my forte when it comes to Minecraft builds. If you've looked at my channel, we don't do things like this very often. It was also a lot of grey, so because I was working with Deep Slate, I decided that was sort of the closest one I could get. There were a few different textures in there. I wanted to we're now working on like the smaller of the circle bits. I definitely built it slightly too big, but Minecraft scales screw everything up, so it is what it is. Let's be honest. I can't really do much about this anymore. I'm well and truly past this build point, so there's no way I'd be going back to change it. I then kind of started building sections out, and really this was a case of slowly piecing bits together, and I'd drawn out on a couple of post-it notes effectively the track map, so I knew what I needed where. This is potentially some of the most planning that has ever gone into a Minecraft build on this project. Admittedly, that was only to work out all of these circles. The rest of it, I get to do however the hell I want, which is fantastic, and I'm having a lot of fun doing that. So yeah, I then decided that the next ring up would be a block higher. So that's where I kind of fixed my error of building a block too low. Is this correct to the show? No. Is this how we're doing it for the sake of making my life easier? Absolutely it is, because on this channel I have a habit of doing things that make my life difficult, like building circles. So we give ourselves some room to breathe. Yeah, I didn't particularly like trying to work out the circles and getting them even. There's a reason I build things that are just squares and rectangles mashed together. That's effectively how I summarise things that I build, thinking about it. I don't actually think I have built something properly circular on here. Not even the lighthouses have been built circular. They've all just been kind of squares and rectangles of varying size going up to the top. Yeah, I believe I ended up doing most of the filling in of sections off camera. I also mapped out the little, like, the tracks that they use at the start of the races to get out to things, and I'm trying desperately not to put any spoilers in, because thinking about it, I did not spoiler warning at the start of this episode. I need to make sure I start doing that. That is potentially going to be the biggest problem of this series, because I'm going to forget to do that. I should put a post-it note on my laptop. Just every time we do the Starlight Express build, spoiler warning. Anyways, the one thing that I did like about the fact that I picked just regular deep slate is the fact that as I was placing it, it would kind of flip blocks the other way. So it did automatically texture things for me. I believe I then went in afterwards and added more texture, but I don't particularly remember. I believe there's still another ring after this one as well. Is there another ring after this one? Yes, there is. I don't think that one gets officially built this episode. It also looks really weird because it's not a proper circle. We kind of have to just deal with that. It's, yeah, this doesn't quite look how it's meant to, because despite trying to use seating plans, I failed miserably at working it out, and this is highly improvised. So I hope you enjoy. We'll be doing this again next week, I think. Yeah, probably. Goodbye the internet.